Boris Johnson has been urged by one of his backbench MPs to quit trade talks with the EU and wait for them to come running back begging for a Brexit deal. Negotiations between Britain and Brussels remain deadlocked with no sign of a breakthrough in sight. Despite months of intense talks, the partners have been unable to find a satisfactory compromise on the issues of fishing and state aid. There are now just 10 days until the end of the EU transition period when the UK will be freed of Brussels rules. Unless a trade deal is agreed and ratified by then, the UK and EU will trade from January 1 on World Trade Organization terms. With the EU stubbornly refusing to shift its red lines to make a deal possible, Morley and Outwood MP Andrea Jenkins has told the Prime Minister to walk away from the negotiating table. She said, "No more talking or moved deadlines, let's just leave without a deal." The EU will soon come running back begging for one. Brussels has already made preparations to introduce emergency measures to avoid disruption at the border in the event of a no-deal Brexit. The bloc has proposed current rules on haulage continue for 6 months to ensure a smooth transition, fearing there would otherwise be chaos for European businesses. However, Cabinet Office Minister Michael Gove has already ruled out restarting negotiations with the EU in the event of a no-deal exit. Quizzed at a parliamentary select committee last week, he said the EU must strike a deal with Britain before December 31 or it would be too late. He told peers, "It certainly won't be the case that we will be going back in to secure a free trade agreement. It certainly won't be the case that we will be going back in to secure a free trade agreement." He added, "I think it's important, 4.5 years on from the EU referendum result, not to spin out this process unduly. Both sides are going the extra mile, but there has to be a deadline." UK negotiator Lord Frost remains in Brussels with the EU's Michel Barnier, desperately trying to thrash out an agreement at the 11th hour. While progress has been made on some issues over the past week, large differences remain on fishing. With so little time left before the end of the transition period, last night Mr. Barnier warned talks were at a crucial moment.